Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Elev8 Project podcast. I'm Ryan, and this is episode number 7. And what we're going to be talking about today is what changed after 30 days of consistent uploads. So, for those of you who are new to the podcast, this is a series where we're talking about how I'm revitalizing my YouTube channel, the Elev8 Project, and a lot of what I'm doing is some really great strategies, not just for revitalizing the YouTube channel, but also for those of you that are starting a new channel. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, and why am I revitalizing my channel? You can definitely go back to episode number 1, season 1, or season 2, sorry, because this is season 2, is I started my YouTube channel way back in 2021. I reached 1,000 subscribers, had some really good traction, built a business through YouTube, and actually put my YouTube channel on the shelf for a moment just because I prioritized other things that were happening at the time. And so my last upload before revitalizing the channel was in 2023. And so what's really been great is that a lot of my videos are still finding value and people are still searching it, which is absolutely great. So I'm revitalizing the channel, and a couple choices I could have done is either A, revitalize the channel, or B, start a whole new channel altogether. And one of the main reasons why I revitalized is because my topic that I wanted to record and share is the same topic as when I started. So it just made sense to me at the time. And now I wanted to share with you, what has changed. I've done consistent uploads, and there is a series live stream that I do every single week, every Saturday, called the Espresso Hour. And in that live stream, I talk about my back end and what has worked, what hasn't worked week after week. And so I wanted to expand that to what has happened since I've revitalized the channel. So I'm going to kind of give you some insight, look at my back end of my YouTube channel, and just kind of talk about the consistency and what has been working, looking at some analytics on what videos that aren't getting a lot of views, and kind of share where we are in remonetizing the channel. Because currently, right now, at the time of this recording, the channel has reached over 2,740 subscribers. And because we're on this rolling 365 days, currently at the time of this recording, we are sitting at 1,696 public watch hours. That's long form for the last 365 days. And the reason why it's kind of rolling is because it's not calculating those watch hours from when I started uploading. It's basically what the views were for the last 365 days, because I've had older videos that are still getting watch hours. Okay, so let's get into it. So looking at the analytics, it's giving me, when you go into the back end of your YouTube channel, it defaults for the last 28 days. So, and I think, I'm going to make a custom, but I'm going to go first, last 90 days. So I'm going to say, let's go from October 1st. So I'm going to make a custom and go from October 1st to today, and we're going to apply that. And so right now, going back, not the last 30 days, but the first video that I created, or let's say activity, since I revitalized, was October 1st. So what I attempted to do to revitalize the channel is start with some live streams just to get comfortable in front of the camera. And also, live streams have been something that I wasn't able to do when I had my channel in 2020, 2021. YouTube had a feature for live streams, and they launched a podcast playlist, etc. So I wanted to take advantage of that because I enjoy podcasts. I enjoy creating podcasts and giving value as much as I can. And hopefully you can get value in this video, just going through some of the things that I've done that may have worked, may have not worked, and that may work for you or may not work for you. So I did some live streams, and let's take a look here. Live streams, I did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a lot of live streams and podcast releases. So I started season 2 of the podcast, and what I did was I released the podcast videos as well. So to give you some context, my strategy to revitalize this channel is to create 3 pieces of content. 1 being a live stream, 2 is a video podcast, and 3, a video each week for the actual channel and its niche. So the live stream is a combination of a couple things. 1 is a dedicated weekly live stream, just talking about, again, like I said earlier, my analytics of revitalizing the channel, what worked, what didn't work, and kind of my action plan for the next week. The Elev8 Project video podcast on the YouTube. And if you're watching now on YouTube, if you're finding value so far, make sure to hit a like, subscribe, and watch this all the way through. I think that's where the algorithm really starts to drive and pull a lot of the content to the right viewers. And the video podcast is about content creation. Again, the steps that I'm taking to create content, to build subscribers and watch time hours. Hence the reason why we're going to the back end of my analytics in this video today, or in this podcast today. And then the third pillar is just regular videos that are focused on tech reviews, productivity, or content creation in general on specific topics. So for instance, I released a couple videos on the Insta360 Go Ultra. Also did some videos on how to balance and calibrate a DJI gimbal, the 3 Mini. And I recently did a review on the Rode Wireless Pro and the Interview Go, which is what I like to use as well with the Rode Wireless Pro. So those are the 3 pillars. So with the videos for the podcast, surprisingly, has really gained traction. I think the video podcast videos has been instrumental in some of the success that we've been getting with the channel. The live streams, they're more so, they're fun for me. It, again, being in front of the camera, haven't been in front of the camera for a while. It helps me as well for presence and practicing. And the live stream is so different because with some videos, I'll have a script, not necessarily word for word, bullet points. The video podcast, at least I'll have a topic in my mind, but the live streams is really off the cuff. There is no pause or stop or edit after, it's live. So it's very interesting. I do enjoy it. And if you do like live streams, I do have a weekly live stream called the Espresso Hour, Elev8 Project Espresso Hour, Saturday. There isn't a specific time. I do have a family and my kids, I have 2 kids. Sometimes they wake up really, really early, and it's difficult sometimes for me to get in front of the camera on a specific time every single Saturday. It's typically in the morning though. So between, I would say 7:45 and 9, but definitely you can see the live stream after, and I have it posted and don't really do too much editing to the live streams. So for instance, we're seeing some good spikes here when I'm looking is the live streams. The live streams during Prime Big Deals. I was doing kind of a stream almost every day. And then did some live streams for the Insta360 while I was the 360 Go Ultra while I was testing it during my travels. And live stream again. And then now we're kind of closing in to the 30-day mark. So October 23rd, hence the last 30 days of consistent uploading. And I wanted to start with the video that I created, which is the Insta360 Go Ultra review. So looking at the analytics, the views are slowly increasing. So we have 10,000 views roughly in the last 30 days. Actually, let me just change that actually. Let's go custom and make sure we're accurate. Today's the 23rd. So exactly 30 days from today is when I kind of revitalize the channel. So October 23rd to November 23rd, or 22nd, because today is not done. So within this time period, again, release of my first video, and every single week as I take a look, I've been very consistent in my strategy plan, have been releasing a new video every single week, a live stream every single week, and a video podcast every single week. And so what we've gained is 5,400 views, 151.5 watch time hours. And in the last 30 days, we've had 4 net subscribers. So when I mean net is we've had a lot of people subscribe, and then we have a lot of people that also unsubscribe. So unsubscribe could be newer viewers or older, viewers from the past that have been seeing the channel and may have not realized that they were subscribed and don't watch this type of content anymore and unsubscribe, all those different types of things. Or maybe they didn't resonate with the content. Either or, here nor there, we have a net subscribers of 4, which doesn't seem like a lot. And for me, that's okay. For me right now, I'm really trying to chase those watch time hours, making great content, long form, live stream, being genuine and real, and literally because it's live, the video podcast gives me a little bit of time to really kind of organize my thoughts and share them with you. So what can I say has worked? When I think about consistency, the consistency of uploading, haven't been any stress or anything like that. I've been able to have good workflow and systems in place, which I talked about in, I want to say, episode number 5, just workflow and creating systems and makes it easier to stay consistent, especially if you have, let's say, a 9-to-5, busy life, kids, and the kids have extracurricular activities. And it's not about finding more time. It's really just how do you structure your time to get the things that are important to you or in what you're investing in yourself and etc. So the consistency is there. What I'm finding is that the trending topics are really what spikes the channel. And that makes sense. So for instance, we had some really good traction when I was talking about a newer tech device. It was the Meta Vanguards, typically are smart glasses that can record, you can listen to audio, and they're sunglasses, and it has Oakley's original DNA versus the other release that Meta released through the Oakley partnership. And was really thinking of purchasing it, but just the idea behind it, and I already have the Ray-Ban Metas, and right now it's winter, so it kind of didn't make sense for me to buy it right now. However, as we get closer to Black Friday, Christmas time, and next year, might be a possibility when they do drop in price, and not necessarily as a first adopter, may get my hands on a pair to review and try out. For me right now, I'm very happy with my setup in regards to the Meta glasses, as well as as an action cam. I definitely gravitate to the Insta360 Go Ultra or the Insta360 X5, which is a 360-degree camera. So talking about the Vanguard has really spiked. The Insta360 Go Ultra, again, coming from summer to the spring, that timing really goes well. But when it comes to some other content that I release, like balancing a gimbal or even the Rode Wireless Pro, this isn't necessarily a huge spike, a trend that people are searching. The not the Insta360, the Rode Wireless Pro are going to be more so for people that are going to be specifically searching for that product. And because there's so many videos since the release of the Rode Wireless Pro, which has been a couple of years, it makes sense that I'm not really spiking with those video releases. And one of the reasons why I wanted to release those is just because, one, I've been using the Rode Wireless Pro more outside of my videography business. Absolutely love the 32-bit float. And looking at different wireless systems, if people are searching for it, I wanted to share my thoughts and my experience having it for such a long time. And so those videos aren't necessarily grabbing as much traction. So I guess if I was going to give some advice or see what works on my channel is trending topics, what's happening at that time. So will I be gravitating to that? So I will from here. I think with Black Friday, for sure, I'll be doing some live streams to some of the trending products. However, I'm going to kind of stay true to my line as long as I'm interested in those products. If there is something, for instance, even going through Black Friday, I'll probably be talking more about what I've actually been using and happy using and still using today. For instance, my Sony FX30. Talking about content creation, I think it is an amazing content creating camera. 4K. It is Super 35, APS-C, uses Sony lenses, and it is the little brother to the Sony FX3. And the great thing about it is that because it's APS-C and not full frame, the lenses are much cheaper. The tech behind it is absolutely great, especially if you have good lighting. I think I do have the Sony FX3. I love the Sony FX3. It is a heavier setup because of that full frame. And the main differences between the two is the FX3 just has really good low light. And the FX30, you need to sometimes have to bring in your own lighting to make sure that you get really good quality shots, especially to reduce the grain and all those type of things. So, using that as an example. The other things, as well as just the cameras, Insta360 Go Ultra is definitely something I'm going to be talking about on live stream. The Insta360 X5, that's something that I'm going to be reviewing a little bit later as well. It did get released in the summer, has been amazing. as a action cam and just kind of putting it through its paces as we go to the spring and into the winter. And if it kind of makes sense for someone that is one going into darker scenarios, or I mean, there is winter sports as well. And if you're a content creator and maybe can only afford one camera to do it all, the Insta360 is the X5 is kind of unique because it is recording in 360 degrees to get you. The only difficult part would be getting that framing in post and getting the desired look. And again, it just kind of depends on what type of content you're creating. I think from a vlogging perspective, I think it's really cool. From a travel perspective, I think it's really cool. And funny enough, for travel, the one that I chose to bring with me, one, because I was testing, and two, it's just an easy and light camera to bring, was the Insta360 Go Ultra. Okay, let's get into it more. So when I take a look at spikes here on views, yeah, the video podcast has been doing really, really well. And what I noticed is for the viewers out there, if you're waiting for episode 7 and you're watching this right now, it looks like the consistency of having it earlier in the week and not in the weekend. So I kind of changed my release dates during the week or timing. So now I kind of release, let's say, a video on Tuesday for the channel, and then I release a video podcast on the Thursday or the Friday of each week, and then I do a live stream on Saturday. And then anything in between live stream that I'll do. So definitely in the next couple days, next couple weeks. So you probably be watching those live streams before this video comes out. And you'll probably see that there's going to be a spike of live streams just due to wanting to ensure that I'm doing live streams for items that you may be thinking about getting some context and experience from using those products, to get those products at the cheapest price and best value, which will be on Black Friday. So that seems to be working really well. What's not working well? So like I said, non-trending topics for sure. I think the length of videos, I don't know if that affects too much. If I go down, yeah, the average view duration. So just kind of using this as an example, for the last 30 days, the Insta360 Go Ultra review, the average view duration was 4 minutes and 27 seconds, which is 16.7% average view duration of the video. An older video that I created is getting 34.1%. So that is kind of a better statistic of kind of deciding, are the videos I'm creating good or bad? I'm not the one that decides that. It's really the viewer. So some things, when I take a look at under 20% average view duration, is how was the content? How was it structured? Did I have all the good things to say about the product or in that video in the beginning? I think that's really important, is when you're making a promise, to give them the answer right away, just based on our attention span. And depending on what it is, if you're doing step by step, being very thorough and precise. So this older video is actually about SD cards for the Sony FX30 and CF Express Type A, which I did spend a lot of time on, and I'm glad to see it's getting 34.1% of average view duration. Again, it would be nice to see if I can and make that better and longer. So even if I go to can the Insta360 Go Ultra use an external microphone for better audio? Again, I'm getting about 26.5% average view duration. And how to balance and calibrate sorry, let's go back. The Insta360 Go Ultra used an external microphone. that's fairly simple. That's a kind of a yes or no. And what's nice about the video is people were actually watching the video to see how I use it and this and the external microphones that I was using. So it's interesting because that is something that is visual. And for this one, obviously for audio, something to listen to. And then how to balance calibrate the DJI RS3 Mini, specifically with the FX30. And the reason why I added that in there is because the Sony FX30 is a heavier camera and most smaller gimbals can't handle the weight. And there's Sony ZV-E1 and Sony ZV-1. Those cameras are much lighter. Maybe not the E1, but for a mirrorless camera, and even the FX3, like the DJI RS3 Mini can actually even handle a A7 III, a Sony FX3, depending on what lens you have on it. And that got 21.6% average view duration. So it is taking a look at increasing that as I create each video, because I definitely have videos that are under 20%, and I'd rather be in the 30 and 50% mark. That's going to be a good judge of what viewers are liking, and make those stronger and repeat that process. So when I take a look at some of my older content, older content is definitely higher average view duration. I see here 39%, 34%, 85.6% average view duration. So when you are judging and looking at your analytics, it's not just the views, it's not just the watch time hours, it's also the average view duration. Because if they're clicking off right away, or they're not watching your video from the beginning to the end, there's probably something in that video that you can improve. Okay. So what's the plan? Stay consistent. That is the plan right now. I think I'm still going to continue doing the 3 pieces of content. I'm going to ramp up for Black Friday and definitely for Boxing Week, just on a lot of the products that I personally own and used. And especially if it's something that people are searching for and looking and to validate and confirm to purchase, it's definitely going to be a great time to buy on Black Friday at a lower price than spending more in the new year. The video podcast is, I think my original plan was 10 episodes. So once those 10 episodes are completed, we're going to pause and go into season 3. During that time, I kind of replace that maybe with another video or another live stream. But I do want to continue into the new year with 3 pieces of content each week. And the live stream, I'm going to play around with live stream. I'm going to play around with one in horizontal live stream and vertical live stream, because in vertical live stream, I seem to get a lot of traction during the stream. And I think it's because it is in the shorts section, and shorts have been really, really popular. I think from now to the end of the year, I'm just going to focus on the long form. And when I mean long form, longer than a minute and a half. So video podcasts, definitely longer. Live streams, definitely longer. However, on the live streams, I'm probably going to focus outside of my main live stream, the Elev8 Project Espresso Hour. I'm going to try to keep those live streams between 5 and 15 minutes outside of the Espresso Hour. So the Espresso Hour will still be 30 plus minutes. And the live streams where I'm talking about an idea or a product that I'm enjoying or I'm testing, I'm going to try to keep those to 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the engagement obviously in the live stream. And in the new year, I'm going to, with all the content that I've been able to create, I save all and archive all my content and think about creating shorts in the new year. I think shorts are so popular now than back in 2021 when I started my YouTube channel. It was just started to release, and YouTube was pushing a lot behind it. And I did release a few shorts, and I find it kind of difficult because you're trying to pick the most important part and the most engaging part to grab people's attention. And I have seen some success in some of the shorts that I've released in the past, but nowhere near to the amount of views that would help monetize my channel. Remonetize my channel. And again, I am going to integrate that in the new year. I'm just really trying to rebuild a foundation now as we revitalize the Elev8 project. So yeah, that's how the channel is doing. It's not doing great. And I would argue that it may not be doing good. I would say there's a lot of good nuggets, specifically when it comes to what people are watching, and kind of really dialing in on the trends, what people are looking for right now in regards to the content that I like to create. So specifically the one video per week on content creation or productivity or tech reviews, gear reviews is really a tell that people are looking for the newest and greatest and looking for videos that will help them make a decision. So with that in mind, I may need to retake a look at my content calendar and create videos and move some of that content that I want to create, especially when it comes to reviews, maybe in the new year, and look at the newer devices that people are searching for right now that I've been blessed to receive and get. So I might, the Insta360 X5 definitely will be coming out with a reviewer sooner than later. And it's not like I don't have enough review time with the unit. I think it's more so of seeing what else is out there. DJI used to. That's probably the wrong word. With DJI, with a lot of things going around that company, and if you haven't heard, DJI has been not so trusted with information that they have been able to get. So I've kind of gravitated into the Insta360 world or that company. But there's still other companies out there. And Sony, for whatever reason, doesn't necessarily released a brand new camera yet. They might be coming out with a camera that I might be interested in. Right now, I'm super happy with the cameras that I have. I have the Sony FX30, has been amazing for live streams, for YouTube videos. The A7 IV, again, same for those two things. And the Sony FX3, which I typically reserve for other projects outside of YouTube. The combination of those three cameras have been a great arsenal for my video projects. So yeah, that is the episode today. Hopefully you found value in this content. If you have, you know what to do. If you're listening on the podcast through Apple Music or Spotify, and if you are watching on YouTube, please hit a like. Really appreciate it, as well as any comments or any thoughts that you have that might even help me moving forward and revitalizing this channel to get remonetized and beyond. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.